Okay, well, hello, Davis County. Hello, Utah. Thanks for joining us today on another episode of our Davis County Community Spotlight podcast. We are here at the Davis Catalyst Center with the Davis School District in Kaysville, Utah, and we've got our fabulous team, Addison and Cody. Woohoo! We are so thankful for them and everything that they do with our microphones and our headphones, and just editing and putting this whole thing together. So today I'm really excited about our guest, and we had a bit of delay because there was some pneumonia involved. We've got Patrick Jacobsen from the Davis County Youth Hockey Association joining us today here.
Very excited to finally be here.
I'm excited.
I'm very excited
to not hear you like coughing up a lung.
It was a rough few weeks there. It was definitely not enjoyable.
And you are doing better. You're fine.
Yes.
But unfortunately, you missed your last tournament, the Iron Cup that you host.
It's a big bummer. It is a very big bummer. I've ran the tournament for probably the last 5 seasons.
Yeah.
And then my kids haven't played in the organization for about 3 years. So probably the last 6 or 7 years, you know, they were at least participating in it.
Right.
So I've been around the tournament for a very long time.
And then here this is this fake cold that turns into...
I like that. Fake cold.
Fake
it's
cold.
great.
I've got quotation marks with my little fingers here. So for those of you who don't know, I try to invite guests in business and nonprofits, people that do really great things in their spare time into this podcast so you can see and feel like what our community is here in Davis County. Because we've got a lot going on. We're not just an area that you drive through to get to Salt Lake or get to Ogden. Like there's a lot going on. And we haven't had anyone really represent South Davis County yet. And my thought was we need to have this awesome program come in. I mean, it's county-wide, but you guys are primarily based out of Bountiful. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Our home rink, per se, is the South Davis Rec Center in Bountiful. So we focus on Davis County as a whole, but we've had players and participants from Logan, Ogden, Provo, Salt Lake County. Yeah, kind of all over. The youth hockey does not have like boundaries.
Okay.
So essentially a player or a parent, they could essentially go and play in whatever organization or program they want.
Okay.
So I know there's been talks at the state level of changing that, but up until now, that has not changed.
Sure. So I suppose you could shop around for a hockey association, but right now, if you want to be in Davis County, I got to tell you, I did not know how great DCYHA. Why do I keep doing it?
Davis County Youth Hockey Association.
Yes,
it's a mouthful. I'm with you.
It is. I didn't know how great you guys were, though, until I'm in the middle of the program with 2 of my own kids. And I realized, oh, we're good.
It has taken it's been years of education and people just learning the ropes. Like I feel that I've been I've been associated with it for 11 years, maybe, going on 12.
When did it get founded, by the way?
2002.
Okay, so we got founded in 2002. What
2002.
What was the backstory to that? Do we know what the backstory was? Like, was it because we didn't have anything, or there were some families that wanted to get together?
Yeah, so from what I know, it started with a family, like a mom and a dad, that just loved hockey. And they wanted to create some sort of a youth program in Davis County. At the time, I don't even know if Ogden had a program yet.
Okay.
So at the time, I don't think there was really much going on.
Sure.
They started it, and it just kind of started out as like a house rec program.
Sure.
And then it just kind of slowly started to build across the state.
Where all of a sudden we have quite a few different comp teams that are playing other organizations.
It's grown. Like over the last 5 years, I think across the state, it's probably doubled in size.
Yeah.
In terms of participants. The biggest issue is ice. The ice rinks have not doubled.
No.
So we have almost more teams and more players than we probably have ice to support.
Okay.
DCYHA, we've felt the growth pains. Since COVID, our numbers have probably doubled.
Yeah, we could use another rink in South Davis.
We could. Yeah, we could. And we use ice at Salt Lake Sports Complex down in Salt Lake. We used to have like travel and comp teams, but the state unfortunately took those away from us.
Okay.
But we kept the ice at Salt Lake that we used to use for those teams, which has come in handy because we also started an all-girls team a couple of years ago.
Love that.
So we have an all-girls team, and they ended up winning an Iron Cup. They took first, so that was exciting.
And the all-girls team, it's a wide age bracket too, if I'm not mistaken.
It very much is. We have 10U players, which is 9 and 10-year-olds, all the way up to 18-year-olds.
Wow.
So I think they have 21, 22 girls on that team. So it's kind of a borderline where they could almost do 2 teams, but maybe not enough. We probably need 3 or 4 more girls to really split them.
So let's take a step back. Girls don't have to play just on that girls team. Let's talk about all the teams that are available for both boys and girls.
So girls teams is probably a little limited.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of them in the state. There's the Lady Grizz that is like an all-girls organization. Their main focus, though, is more like travel and tier.
Okay.
So kind of that higher level comp teams. They don't really have too much like of a house rec program. We formed ours. Ogden then followed suit. So Ogden kind of has an all-girls house rec program as well. Yeah. And then Logan does too. So the 3 of us kind of work closely together.
But not the Oval Dogs or the Provo Predators?
The Dogs actually do. They have what they call the Wildcats, which is associated with the Dogs. They are strictly more in-house. They don't travel anywhere.
What about Park City or Vernal? Do they have anything? Nope. Okay.
Nope. They probably have enough girls where they might be able to do it. I don't know what the registrations look like.
But if you are a 10-year-old girl and you want to participate on a regular every week team, could you be on the 10U team?
You could, yeah.
Okay. Or
girls have a lot of leeway, kind of like goalies.
Yeah.
So girls can play. The only exception is when you get to like the tier level. So if you're on a tier 1, tier 2 team, they might not let you play high school or JV.
Oh, okay.
But generally, girls, if they want to play on 8 different teams, they could.
Okay.
Like there's quite a bit of leeway when it comes to the girls.
So tell me what DCYHA has to offer then for Davis County. Like, what are our teams look like?
We have anywhere from, you could be as young as 4 years old.
Wow.
And start playing.
They're so cute.
Yeah, they're cute. It is hurting cats at that age group. It is not. The only ask that we have for a 4-year-old is they got to be able to get up. So if they fall on the ice, they just have to be able to get up on their own.
Okay. Low benchmark.
They pick it up quick. They pick it up pretty quick, especially the young ones.
So you could start at 4. So is it like every 2 years, like 4, 6, 8?
So there's a 6U,
okay,
which is essentially that 4, 5, and 6. 8U, which would be like the 7 and 8-year-olds. 10U goes to full ice hockey. At 6 and 8, they play cross ice.
Okay.
So the ice is kind of divided in half or in thirds.
Nice.
And they just play cross ice. They usually don't have officials on the ice. It's usually just coaches out there just playing games and just kind of teaching them the sport. When you get up to the 10U, then you're playing full ice hockey. You have officials on the ice. You got players, coaches on the benches.
We have a penalty box.
Like it's full on hockey.
Okay.
Then at 10U, you go to 12U.
Okay.
Which is like 11 and 12-year-olds.
Right.
So it is kind of divided about every 2 years. So every 2 years, you'll move up in an age group.
Okay.
The 12U is definitely my favorite because that's when they start to, I think, figure out hockey.
Right. They know the rules.
They start to figure out offsides.
How to use the board.
How to use the boards. They figure out icing. A lot of them start to kind of push the limit of penalties, kind of knowing what they can and can't get away with.
At 12, you still aren't allowed to check. Is that correct?
Yep, no checking at 12.
Okay. So that's 14?
14U and up is checking.
So at 12, you're really kind of pushing your boundaries there a little bit and like learning how to play the game.
A couple of years ago, USA Hockey changed the rules on checking. They're getting more strict. Okay. They're trying to limit injuries.
Sure.
I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago, 12U used to check. They used to allow it. And then they took it away and made it 14U and up, which was probably a good move.
Yeah.
I honestly see them possibly removing it even from 14U at some point.
Interesting.
They'll probably always leave it at high school, though. I don't think they'll ever remove checking at high school.
Oh, I mean,
it's fun.
Why would you want to?
Yeah, it's fun. Coaches just need to know the rules, and they need to know how to teach it to the players.
Yes.
That seems to be the biggest drawback sometimes.
Yes.
A lot of our coaches are all of our coaches are volunteers.
Now let's talk about that. Coaches are volunteers.
Everybody is volunteer. We don't have a single paid person. Yeah, team managers, I am not paid. I probably pay money to do what I do. So
wait, you are the president of DCYHA.
Yes.
And you don't have kids in the program anymore, and you're
Correct.
still involved, and you're not getting paid.
Oh, that sounds horrible when you word it like that. But yes, that is all correct.
You must love the program.
I love the program.
You
I love the sport.
vision.
I see what it does for a lot of players. I see the camaraderie between players, the working and the collaboration between team managers, between other teams, between coaches. I love the organization. I love what we stand for. Our focus is getting players into the sport. Mm-hmm. When it comes to cost, we are by far the least expensive program in the entire state.
That's awesome.
So, and we have not had to raise our rates for 3 or 4 years. Even this last year, when all the ice sheets started increasing their rates, we worked very hard with fundraising. Yeah. Iron Cup, the tournament, is a huge money draw for us, and we use that to keep those rates low.
I'm all for fundraisers.
Oh yeah. You're one of the few. Some don't like it.
Oh.
Some are like, I'll just cut you a check. Here you go.
Oh, well.
So it just varies.
To each their own. So then let's talk about why you are still in the program then. Because it doesn't sound like there's any reason.
I have 1 more year left on the board.
Okay.
So this will be, let me think, 7 years where I've actually been on the board.
Okay.
Prior to that, I was just a volunteer. I've been doing the scheduling for, 8 years?
Okay.
Maybe, for about 8 years.
Right.
So 2 years prior.
You're the reason I have 6 a.m. games up in Logan.
Absolutely. I am proud of that.
Oh.
I will own it.
I don't love that.
Most people don't. Most people don't. Scheduling, the hardest thing with scheduling is just when we have ice.
Yep.
So usually it's early mornings. We're fortunate that we actually have a few afternoon slots.
Yes.
Which is kind of nice, especially for those younger 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds. They cannot get to the ice rink at 6 a.m. There's just no way. I will not lie. I have done it to them before in the past, and it's not been a good outcome.
No. I don't know who'd be more upset, the players or the parents.
Both. Maybe both. Like once the players wake up, then yeah, they're probably cursing my name.
Oh, I'm sure. So you've got a few more years left on the board. What kind of goals do you have then for the organization?
I think my biggest thing is just to keep it growing.
Okay.
Keep it growing, and then I just want to pass on all the knowledge. Mm-hmm. I'm not planning on running again.
Okay.
when my term is up. Both my kids have aged out. I got a 17-year-old and then a 15-year-old. So they both essentially have aged out of the program. My youngest is going to be playing high school. He is interested in playing high school. He hasn't played for about 3 years.
Okay.
So it's one of those where I kind of nurtured it as much as I can and try not to be too excited, but I'm screaming inside that I'm like, yes, he's going back. He's going back.
You're like, woohoo!
Yeah, he was really a good player. He was aggressive, and and so it's fun to see him get back into it.
Nice.
But I think that's my biggest goal is just to keep it growing, keep the costs down, and just try to teach and educate as many people as I possibly can.
So then what can us community members do to help support you and the board and DCYHA?
Word of mouth is probably big.
Oh, hey, I think we're doing that right now.
Word of mouth is big. Like spreading the word. Last year, we did have a board member that brought up a referral program.
Oh, okay.
So we do have a $50 referral program. So if we have people that are currently in the association and they have friends, family members, neighbors that are interested in hockey, and they convince them and refer them and get them signed up, then we give them $50 for each player.
So Davis County, Kristen Sherlock here has 2 kids in hockey that she would love to take advantage of this.
It adds up. It's an expensive sport, like between all the gear and like you said, that you're traveling to different rinks. So it's a commitment.
It's a commitment, but it's
fun.
It
is fun.
It's
a lot of fun.
I can't tell you.
It's not like any other sport.
I've been in Davis County now for 7 years, and I was looking for a family. Sometimes you think it's your neighbors. Sometimes you think it's a church congregation. You're looking for a place to belong. And I haven't felt like I belonged anywhere quite until I got to DCYHA. Like, there's something to be said about the parents and about these kids, the boys and the girls in their rinks, and I've come to really love this program, which is why I'm like, Patrick.
Good. That's good to know. We have to have
you in here.
I'll admit, like, there are some flaws. There's always, some pains every year, but we always try to address it and fix it.
Sure.
My biggest pet peeve with anything is if we have an issue, come to me with the issue, but I want a solution too.
Yeah. I've got ideas.
We're currently running for open board positions. You could throw your name into the hat right now.
Yes, if I didn't have so many other things going on like you.
I hear you.
So let's talk a little bit then about, we have boards. Right now you just said we're running now for boards.
We have 9 board positions total, 9 voting board members.
So we can have you can get involved right now and get right on the board and learn quickly. Let's talk about what you guys do during the summer, because we just ended the season with our Iron Cup tournament.
It's a bittersweet kind of
It was really
moment.
sad to leave the parties the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And my kids have got their trophies, and I'm really happy for them. But I'm like, oh, it's done. What do we do during the summer?
So we do have a Learn to Play program that we run in June. The Learn to Play program is designed to bring new players in. So it's not open to current, hockey players or current people that have played.
Okay.
It's designed for people that have really never played before. And they sign up. It's $65. It's a killer deal.
That's such a good deal for a whole month.
Yeah, it's for a whole month. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays in June for, I think, an hour, 5:45 to 6:45, I think.
Do you have to be any specific age?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Like, we technically try to keep it 18 and younger.
So this mom can't go learn how to actually hold a stick while she's skating?
Technically, no.
Okay.
We have had like a 19 and 20-year-old sign up to do it.
Okay.
And we've allowed it. I know that in Salt Lake County they have adult Learn to Play programs. Ours, because our program focuses mostly on the youth,
so that they could play in the program.
Can play in the program. Yep. Yeah.
So if you haven't played yet, and your child is kind of interested, they've watched Mighty Ducks, and they're thinking, hey, this looks fun.
NHL hockey's going on.
Yes,
Stanley Cup playoffs are coming in like a month.
That's right. All of these things. And if they've ever wanted to try it for the low cost of $65.
You get a jersey and socks that you keep.
That's awesome.
Includes the gear.
Awesome.
Includes all the gear, so you don't need any of the gear. We have all the gear for them. That's another thing that we definitely have worked really hard, is to make sure we have full gear. Mm-hmm. Even during the regular season, if you want to rent gear, we have a rental gear program. It's a killer.
Which one of my boys, we took advantage of that.
It's killer. Yeah.
We signed him up later than we.
It's $200 for the season, and then at the end of the season, when you return it, you get $125 back, and you get to keep the helmet.
Yay.
So it's win-win.
Win-win.
Like, we don't have the gear program set up to make money. Mm-hmm. If anything, we probably lose money on it.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
So
people, Davis County, if you guys want to, where can they go to learn about Learn to Play?
DavisYouthHockey.org.
DavisYouthHockey.org.
Yep.
Spelled out?
Just spelled out.
Okay.
Yep. DavisYouthHockey.org. That's the best place to find all the information. We also do summer skills clinics in July.
Okay.
Which are open to all.
Both new people and seasoned.
New and seasoned. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We do limit those. Like last year, I think we limited them to 30.
Like a first come, first serve.
Yeah, it's a first come, first serve. We had it set up where you could pick and choose which dates to go. Mm-hmm. We'll probably do that again. Because sometimes people can't. It's summer. People are on vacation. Sure. Sometimes they miss some. So we usually will set it up to where you can pick and choose the dates to do it.
And there's also stick and puck. Let's talk about stick and puck. When
yes.
is that? Is that us, or is that
stick
just the
and
rec
puck?
center?
I always call it twig and biscuit, just for, good old hockey verbiage. Twig is the stick, biscuit is the puck. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is generally through the rec center.
Okay.
So the rec center handles that. They have one every Sunday.
Okay.
The only drawback with that is there's a lot of adults that will go out there. So if you have a 10-year-old that wants to go out to that one, may not recommend it. The ice sheet up in Ogden, they usually have a bunch during the week.
Okay.
My youngest has gone to a few of those, and those are fun.
Nice.
During the summer, the rec center does do a little player twig and biscuit.
Yeah.
So we usually try to keep it at 14U and below.
Okay.
So essentially 14-year-olds and down. We have had a few high schoolers kind of sneak in there.
Sure.
But that's usually what we've done.
Sure. Well, what parting words would you have to say about this program?
It's a great program. We are a nonprofit organization. We are not out to make money. Like I said, usually I spend money to do what I have to do, and I just kind of look at it as like it's a donation to the program, the overall objective. And check out other programs as well. Like there might be other programs that work better for what you're looking for. Like I said, we don't have any sort of travel or comp teams. Mm-hmm. So if certain players progress and they get to a higher level, like we don't have hard feelings if you go somewhere else to play a different kind of hockey. Mm-hmm. Our biggest goal is we don't want to lose kids to the sport.
Yes.
Overall. So if they leave our organization and go to another organization, that's still a win. They're still playing hockey.
Because that's the goal, ultimate goal.
That's the ultimate goal.
Is to get kids playing hockey.
Yeah. Ultimate goal. It's a long season. It's 6 months.
Yeah.
We usually start middle to end of September, and we go until
the end of March.
End of March.
Yes.
So it's a long season.
But you're also really sad when it's done, because this has been a really fun season.
You are, yeah.
And I've enjoyed it, and that's why I wanted to bring you in here, because I thought, gosh, if only people knew about how awesome this organization actually is, you would have to turn people away. It would be.
We have yet to have to ever do that.
That's why I'm saying, everyone come on in.
Yeah, everybody come on in.
Come join the family.
Like I said, we had a huge growth spurt over the last couple of years.
Yep.
So we've had a bit of growing pains and kind of how we can try to work it. We're constantly battling for more and more ice. Like that's the biggest challenge, is to try to get as much ice as we can.
Well, until then, let's just fill up the rinks with adorable kids who want to knock each other over.
Oh, it's great.
While they're skating.
Oh, it's great. I think those 6, 7, 8-year-olds are probably more violent than the 14-year-olds. Not on purpose, but they just can't stop most of the time.
And on that note, thank you everyone for listening to our Davis County Community Spotlight podcast with Patrick Jacobsen from DCYHA, and for supporting our students here at the Davis Catalyst Center. Thank you, Addison. Thanks, Cody. I saw Colin come in once or twice, but he didn't help produce this one.
Don't give him credit.
No, we're not going to give him credit on this one. And on that note, until next time, we'll see you later. Take care.